What's up guys, this is Brett here from brettdev.com, coming at you once again with another video. And today I wanted to talk about choosing a remote career. So out of all the questions I get on the channel through Facebook, this is not like, people don't actually message me saying what's the right remote career, but I get so many questions from people asking about like learning to code and bits like that. Because that's what they're interested in, a remote career basically. So that's kind of like the overarching theme among all the questions I receive, and it's by far the most popular topic that gets brought up. Now I don't really even know where to start with this because it's such a broad topic, but there are some really important factors that I keep noticing that kind of need to be addressed, right? So firstly, a lot of people are messaging me about learning to code, right? So people want to know what's the best language to learn. I'm learning to code. People say they're learning to code at all different ages, young and old. I get messages from everyone. Now the overarching theme and the overarching vibe that I pick up from those that are messaging me is the reason you guys, or not you particularly, but people in general are messaging me asking me these questions is because they want to work online, number one, and number two, they want money. Okay, so neither of those are good reasons to learn to code. Okay, so if you are just wanting to learn how to code so you have an online skill, or so you can get money, or so you can live remotely, that is really, really bad idea. Okay, because programming is really hard, and it's not something that you would learn. I think a lot of people think like with most occupations, you can actually just like go to university, get a degree, you come out of uni, then you do that job for the rest of your life, right? Programming is not like that. You can spend 3-4 years learning to code, and the technology changes so quickly that you actually never get out of that phase. Like, so that learning struggle that you guys are going through, prepare to be in it indefinitely. Okay, so don't get me wrong, things do get easier over time, but the way technology changes, you never know how it's going to go. You never know if the technology you're learning is going to become obsolete. So you're pretty much always a student if you're learning to program. Now, if you love coding and you love learning and you love reading books and you love spending 8-10 hours a day in front of a computer geeking out, then, and you want to do that for like the next 10, 20, 30 years, then yeah, it's a great career option, right? Because it's almost like the actual act of learning it is what you love, right? So, but a lot of people that message me, I can tell that's not what they're about, okay? A lot of people are messaging me. Some people are like retiring, they want to learn to code, and they purely are doing it because they think, well, I'll just learn this in a few months, then I'll be able to do that forever, and that'll be my income. And it's just not going to happen that way. It's just not how the industry is. It's not how programming works. It's a really, really bad idea. So coming off of that topic, what you need to be doing is, if you're wanting to work online, is you need to be doing something that you absolutely love, right? And I think if you come from a background where you haven't typically worked online, maybe you work like, or you've been kind of not involved in business, maybe you just get a job and just, you know, other people run a business for you and just give you tasks to do and you just crack on. Maybe you work in like a coffee shop or you just work a normal job. It can be hard to grasp that you can pretty much do anything that you want online, okay? You just need to get familiar with it. So, I mean, I got a message the other day on the YouTube comments, and it was like some obnoxious message saying, oh, good for you. So now there's a 1% who can work online. What about the rest of us? Not everyone can work online. And my response to that was, yeah, actually you can. Actually, it's easier. It's actually, if you want to work online, if you want to travel, you want to make money through the internet, it's actually far easier than doing it anywhere else. It's just a different environment. Okay, you have to think how many people use the internet, how many people have credit cards, how many people buy online. Where you would set up a store in a high street, and you'd research like how much foot traffic comes through this high street. Is it worth what I'm going to pay for rent? Am I going to make that money back? Well, the internet's not any different. It's just digital traffic, but behind every single person that visits your website or hits your Facebook page, that's a real person. Like, these people are actually looking at your stuff. You guys are watching this channel now. You're real people, and I'm interacting with you. So, and I'm not coding right now. Okay, so you really can. You can work online doing anything, and I think that's just the point I'm trying to drum home. Like, if you're looking for a remote career, don't just gravitate to coding because you think that's what everybody else is doing. In actual fact, if you surrounded yourself in a place like this, where I am in Chiang Mai, where there's lots of entrepreneurs, I very, very rarely meet people that are actually programmers and actually code. Like, most people I meet are doing something really weird and really different. So you could do anything. You really can do anything online. You could be an author. You could buy and sell stuff. You know, I know guys that make really good money and don't do anything online. They buy something at a cheaper price. They pick up the phone, because you can do that anywhere in the world. They call other people and they sell it for more. It's real basic. Okay, so working online is not something that belongs to the realm of programmers only anymore. You could be a stockbroker. I know people that play poker professionally online. There's tons of stuff. You could do literally anything. Okay, so all these messages that I keep getting, like, Brett, what language should I learn? What's the best? I would rather get a message from somebody that says, Brett, I love rescuing cats and dogs. How can I make a living and do that online? How can I travel the world rescuing cats and dogs? Brett, I love playing the guitar. How can I make a living online playing the guitar? Okay, because you can, and in an actual fact, it's much less competitive. Like, you guys just want a quick way out. You guys want to, not a quick way out, but you just want a quick way to kind of get out of your job and stuff like that. But it's so competitive. You'd actually be better off just picking a topic that everybody else isn't doing. And that doesn't require computer skills, you know. I mean, you can sell anything through the web. I mean, once you understand the landscape of the web, I think digital marketing, which is what I now do as a career, is something that's important to understand, how people buy and sell online. But I mean, all those principles in digital marketing are the same as principles offline as well. It's just kind of how people buy, sell, how you market, advertise. What people have been doing for hundreds of years. It's just the same. It's just the internet. You just got to familiarize yourself with the technologies, and it's not really that difficult. You don't have to become a programmer. You don't have to learn how to build websites. You know, there's people you can hire for cheap on freelancing sites that will help you do little bits like that. Even if you did want to learn the basics. There's loads of, like, if you want an e-commerce store now, right? You can just go on Shopify. Shopify pretty much perfected e-commerce, and it's just like plug and play. You know, anyone can have an e-commerce store, and it's brilliant, runs perfectly, it's secure. So nowadays, the technology, especially as well, is making it so the technology's evolved to the point now where technology is not really a barrier for anybody. So yeah, just do what you love, guys. If you want to work online, decide what it is you love doing, and I really mean, like, you actually have more opportunity. Like, if you loved doing something really obscure in your hometown and there was no internet, you'd never make money doing that. Now you've got access to the whole world. So you can literally make money doing anything. You just need to identify what it is and then look at it and say, okay, now how do I make money doing that? Okay, what's the plan? It could just be for a Facebook page. It could just be for a YouTube channel, and you can make money doing it. So that would be my advice to you guys that are thinking about a remote career, wanting to work online. And please, if you're messaging me, asking me about learning to code, and you only want to do it so you can get money or something like that, don't even bother sending me the message, because I can tell you now, you're not going to stand a chance. Okay, because there are people in the programming industry. If you want to be competitive, it is really, really hard, and it is really, really saturated, and you are going to basically spend years of your time trying to do something you don't like. You're never going to be good at it because you're competing with people who are obsessed with it, who are young, hungry, and like I say, it's so saturated and so competitive. I'm not saying you shouldn't learn to code if that's what you like, but do it for the right reasons, yeah? Otherwise, all you're going to do is waste your time, and you're going to come up 5-10 years later and you're going to be like, what did I do? I should have just pursued my passion, and you're probably going to go back and do that in 5 or 10 years from now. So pursue your passions, guys, and I hope you found the video interesting. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, this is Brett from BrettDev.com, and we're out. Peace.